like, oh shit, what if like somebody actually does kill themselves listening to our music? But we've actually gotten a lot of the exact opposite reaction.
Right.
People saying like, yo, dude, my mom died last week and y'all dropped that
It's
mixtape.
like, damn,
and,
I'm not alone.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the good thing too, is that there's at least like 40 years worth of musicians addicted to heroin making music that there's plenty of other dudes out there that they could look up to as well. I mean,
and there's really no emotion in rap, and that's something that we try to provide, is because like, hey, at the end of the day, even though you think you're a superstar, we're all fucking human, man. You do feel sad sometimes, like you do feel angry sometimes.
Absolutely.
Like,
well, it's interesting too, since this is an underlying theme, is that with like Future, like he's a huge mainstream rapper that talks a lot about doing pills and stuff.
but I don't think a lot of people catch on to that, though.
But no, I think they
some-
do.
Some of it.
No, mainstream wise,
I think they do, and I think that's why Future has this like. Remember how Lil Wayne was just popping when he was flooding and he was on drugs and shit like that? I think that's why, even though Future's on this mainstream level right now, he's talking about that shit where like, I'm not going to give up the dirty for you.
Yeah.
Like I've been in that situation. Like when he says shit like that in a song, I'll get chills to where I've told a girl like, I'm not giving this up for you. So yeah, I think, along with his catchy ass song. I think people do catch those lines and relate to them,
I think people
on
do,
a subconscious level.
I meant more of like radio listeners. I don't think they're just listening to it.
His big hits usually aren't the ones that are directly referencing drugs, but then again, the album is called Dirty Sprite. Like,
right.
But at the same time, like, it's weird because lean is not looked down upon that much, whereas it's like very similar chemically to doing heroin or to doing Xans and all this shit.
It's very as far as like on the scale. Let's say heroin's up here.
Yeah, because you tell me, I've fucked around a little bit with lean and popping pills, but I don't really know.
I'm a pharmacist.
Yeah,
he is.
Heroin's up here. Lean's right here. Because you're talking codeine in it.
Okay.
Codeine's not that strong. I mean, for fuck's sake, it comes in Tylenol 3.
Right.
So, I mean, and on top of that, you got promethazine in there, which is, Finnegan. It's like some stomach medicine, but it has that hydrochloride, that Benadryl and all that. NyQuil has in it that makes you sleepy, So, yeah, it's not that bad of a drug. I mean, as far as like...
It can get bad.
It's different.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It can get, I mean, they've had, people that die off that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I got to a point when I was sipping where I didn't want to sip lean anymore. I just wanted to sip straight hydrocodone.
Right.
Fucking
Which
shout
is
out
like,
hydrocodone.
Yeah, which is like sipping, straight Norco pills or, Lortab, shit like that.
Let's talk about the Xans, because that's like the trendiest drug these days,
right.
and everybody who's ever done one knows
fuck
exactly
Xans.
why they're so scary.
Fuck
Yeah.
Xans.
Oh, get out
Fuck
of here.
Why do you say that?
I don't like Xans.
Have you tried it and you hate it, or you
I just don't like it. I don't get it.
He likes it every night. He recreates.
I mean,
Again,
look,
he's
if I got nothing else, I'll pop a Xan. But like, I'm not gonna be itching for Xans. I can keep the fucking Xans.
See,
good.
me on the other hand, I have bad anxiety.
Right.
Yeah, he
so
actually needs the Xans.
So do you feel like you don't have anxiety in the same way?
No, I don't. No.
Are you more attracted to like Adderall or something that's
I
upper?
technically have ADHD. I take Vyvanse and shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
But see, I love that shit too. Yeah.
You just like everything?
Especially mixing them.
Yeah.
But I mean,
the mix. One time, that's fucking. Once you're doing the Adderall and the Xans together and shit, and you're just flying.
I've
and
done
it's
it
just,
so much.
Oh my god, that's scary. I probably did that once or twice, and it's just
Adderall and drinking is pretty crazy.
Xan's pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, because you don't like get tired of drinking. You just keep.
Well, it's the same
Right.
thing as drinking on Coke. It's
No,
you know,
see, yeah,
like
it
just
is,
snorting
yeah.
Coke and then drinking and snorting Coke is a different ball game.
Right.
But it's crazy because drinking and snorting coke is like every fucking person in LA all the time. That's just so standard, normal
Right.
combination that it's almost like you forget that like you put them together. I forget what the fucking drug that is formed when they come together, but it is way more powerful than doing either one on their own.
Right.
Right.
You know that, right? That,
Yeah.
like it turns into a different chemical together
Yeah.
in your brain
I
once
was
you
reading some
combine
shit about all that,
alcohol
yeah.
and cocaine. Yeah, it's crazy.
What
man.
would you say to like some 16-year-old kid out there who probably like sees a lot of people as friends and shit doing Xanax and doing this kind of stuff?
I've actually told them before, like, stay away from that shit.
Yeah, same here.
Smoke weed every day.
Yeah.
Same here. Like I've told him that too. I'm not prescribed Xans, but when I can get them, I get them. I try to keep myself at a safe point to where I don't get hooked on them.
He knows when he's like, if he's taking Xans 3 days in a row, he'll chill out for 3 days. in a row,
Right.
Like,
But at the same rate, man, it's hard to tell these kids, if you're doing Xans as like a trend and shit like
That's
that. I mean,
stupid.
come on, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I understand the ones that hit me up and they feel like they're coming out of their skin or they can't go out in public or they're just.
that's a different story. That's a medical condition.
It's a way different.
That's
So
not
you should go see a doctor. You should
Right.
you should work on your mind mentally. Like that's honestly
You
for
should
me.
go see a doctor, absolutely.
Right. Or you should like honestly for me, like sometimes I'll get that urge, like I feel like I want to fucking pop a pill or do something, but instead I'll go fucking run around the block. I'll exercise. I'll fucking like get a really good night's sleep.
Dude, that's a great thing.
Dude,
that's a great thing that you do, man.
Yeah.
I would ride my bike like for about maybe an hour and a half, and when I get home, like 30 minutes later, it feels like
he's
I'm
on a
popping
pain
Norco.
pill.
Exactly. That exhaustion. Like
kids, did you hear that? Exercise makes you feel like you're on fucking
it
Norco.
does. It's almost like the same thing. It's a similar feeling.
It's the endorphins.
What
man.
I've learned in rehab is, it's the same thing. It's the natural way your body is supposed to release those, like, oh, damn, I feel good chemicals.
Exactly.
It's through food, sex, and exercise. And once you start to replace that with something that automatically gives it to you,
with no work,
that's when
no
your
effort,
frontal lobe, stops producing those things, and drugs and alcohol just completely take over your frontal lobe.
And that's the crazy thing, is that it's like everybody fucking feels anxiety. Everybody feels awkward in public. Like at a certain point,
mine's on a different. Mine's like panic attack. I feel like I need to go to the hospital because I'm having a heart attack.
Yeah, we've been in crowds to where like he'd be like, "Hey, you got this," and like he would like just bounce real quick because like he needed to get away.
Yeah, I mean that's the level I'm at with it.
But that's like one thing that a lot of young kids might not understand necessarily, is that even if you're fucking cool as hell, even if you've been to a million different parties, bars when you're older and everything like that feeling of like not feeling right when you're in public, that is just every fucking human being has that to a certain extent. And if you don't have that at all, then you're really fucking lucky. You should probably be a fucking movie star or something.
No, true shit. That's true shit.